We're talking 5G today. Hi, everybody. Karen Roby here for ZDNet. Daphne LaPrance-Ronguet joining me to talk about a new report which sheds some light on how consumers are feeling about 5G enabled phones and kind of a mixed bag, Daphne, on whether they are excited about the capabilities or maybe a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a new report that was carried out by Ericsson. It's a global report. It went through 26 markets. Some of them didn't even have 5G networks yet. Most of them did. 20 of them did. They surveyed 1.3 billion consumers who have devices, who use smartphones. And what they found is that there is very little uptake of 5G. That's sort of the first observation. Worldwide, there's only 4% of users who have a 5G enabled device and a 5G subscription. In a country like the UK, for example, it falls to 3%. So really a minimal percentage of the population. And this uptake is actually slowing down. So what this means is that the percentage of people who say that they want to upgrade to 5G in the next year is actually lower than it was at the same point last year. So less and less people are keen to upgrade to 5G. One of the reasons for that's pinpointed in the report is confusion. There seems to be a lot of confusion in the way that 5G has been marketed. There's a lot of heavy tech jargon that's associated to 5G. There's been obviously misinformation campaigns. And so the bottom line is that a lot of consumers simply don't really know what 5G is or what it can do for them. One thing that seems to be fairly accepted is that 5G brings faster speeds, but even that isn't really enough at this point to convince people to uptake 5G because increasingly we're having better Wi-Fi at home. We're having fiber broadband deployed to most premises in some countries. So 5G could be seen as a good backup solution if your Wi-Fi or if your broadband isn't working or if it's saturated, especially at the moment when people are still working from home. But it's not really seen yet as a technology worth investing in and as a technology worth upgrading to if the only application really that's going to be brought by 5G is faster speed.
So, Daphne, for those that do have these 5G capabilities or the phones, are they feeling frustrated?
So, among the early adopters of 5G, 70% of them, so the vast majority of them, report that there aren't enough applications and services that are innovative, exclusive, unique, that make them feel like there was a reason and a valid reason to upgrade to 5G. If we look at how these early adopters actually use their subscriptions at the moment, we can see that there's a lot of cloud gaming, there's a lot of music streaming, a lot of video streaming, but that's just simply not enough. It's not different enough from what you can do with 4G. So Ericsson has identified a number of use cases, or at least a number of areas where providers could be thinking about implementing applications and services that 5G could enable and that are unique. Specifically, consumers want better ways or new ways to connect and socialize. They want new ways to be effective and productive. And they want ways to be thrilled and surprised. So, for example, the promise of 5G typically came with pictures that were painted, for example, of having augmented reality smart glasses that you could use to attend a work meeting as a 3D hologram, or to watch a live event from the best place in the stadium while actually being in your sofa. So all of these are sort of promises that were made that are still not being delivered on. And this is exactly the kind of application that providers should be thinking about. There's even a financial incentive, really, because according to Ericsson's research, most users would be keen to pay between 20 and 30% more in order to upgrade to 5G if this 5G subscription was bundled with a relevant digital service. So there's definitely a financial use case there too. It's just that the apps and services at the moment are not there and they don't exist, and therefore they're not making enough users commit to upgrading to a 5G device and a 5G subscription.
So, I guess one of the big questions is, is it worth upgrading or just kind of wait this out?
So this is actually an example of something that's external to 5G applications and services, or at least not directly related, but the trend is showing that users are upgrading to 5G phones regardless of 5G capability of 5G rather services and applications being developed. recent analysis by research firm Gartner showed that next year 1.5 billion smartphone devices will be shipped. A third of these will be 5G enabled. This is because consumers, 5G or no 5G, are keen to get their hands on the latest next generation latest generation device. So they will be buying those devices. It turns out that those devices are 5G enabled. So it's another reason to push providers to come up with the applications and services that will also push those consumers to upgrade to a 5G bundle or to a 5G subscription. The trend really is there for people to have those devices. So it's really up to providers to jump on that opportunity and to develop the applications and services that consumers are now coming to expect.
All right, Daphne, thank you so much. For much more on that report and 5G, everything you need to know, make sure you check it out on ZDNet. Thanks for watching.